Always consult your use and care guide and owner's manual for additional information.
Hi, my name is Tim Ahrens. I'm the JennAir installer, and I want to go over a few items I think are important for you to have before you start this project. Probably the number one is this very simple little pry bar. It has the exact dimensions you're going to need to take the rail covers off the doors. I would not start the project without this. If you do, you might do permanent damage to the trim. Next one you're going to need to reinstall the trim covers is probably this urethane hammer. It's like rubber and urethane together. Very soft, made for pounding on glass, very flexible. You won't do damage to stainless panels, and you can seat the rail covers on pretty easy with this. Next thing you're going to need, this is a piece that represents the same thickness as your panel that you're going to be installing. So instead of working with this heavy panel, what you can do is work with this instead. Use this aluminum depth gauge to align the right-hand side of this column with the cabinet above. Something else you're going to want to do is when you get these units into the opening, you're going to want to be able to move them side to side, despite the wheels only letting you go back to front. Something I found super useful to put force where your fingers shouldn't go or where you can do damage are air shims. But there are 3 sizes, and if you pick up the right 3-pack, you're going to wind up using every one of these sizes on this project. What you're going to want to buy is some lumber crayons. What they will do for you is they will serve as a cosmetic repair for inside of the unit and the paint. They're going to cover up pretty much any light scratch that you might do when putting the shelves in and out. So very forgiving. You can color with this over a scratch, soft cotton Kleenex, buff it out, and you will not see where the scratch was. Last thing I usually carry, and it works pretty good for getting the liner off stainless panels, if you do a lot of stainless panels, it's just a piece of Formica. And what I use this for is scarring the liner and taking it off in pieces. I will take a file and address both sides of this so it has a very sharp point. And I'm really just using the point of this laminate just to score the liner and peel it away. It takes a bit of pressure to actually cut through the liner, but this will not leave any permanent damage to the stainless underneath the liner. It'll just cut through the liner only, and you can more easily peel away the liner from larger panels. Let me show you how I zero out the rails on a column store. First, I take the black plastic block off its shipping position. I turn it sideways and put this flat blade against the door. And I'll take the rail and adjust it so it's in alignment with that, and then I'll lock it in. Quick little pointer for hanging the panels. This is the screw provided with the unit. I've purchased this screw without a washer head, and I find it gives me just a bit more range of motion near the ends of the pocket, so I can get the alignment I need. Let me show you an alternate way of connecting the badass bracket. Instead of using the template and mounting it to the cabinet above, what I do is I make sure my shims are correct for this perfect size opening. I'm going to actually mount the bracket to the column, the top right corner of the left-hand column, like this. Let me show you a tip that's not in the instructions. What I've found over years of doing this, I take a 3/16 shim and a 3/16 shim, join them together, I get a 3/8. Best place for that, right there at the bottom. And you want it sticking out a little bit so you can get your fingers on it and get it out if you need to. What this does is it keeps this column pushed to center, and that's going to keep my reveal between the doors at the bottom together.